All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Serious Angler Podcast. We're back with the fantasy fishing crew, at least half of them, but at least we got a special guest tonight. We got Mr. Jake Maddox.
What's up?
What's going on, dude? Welcome back to the show.
Appreciate you having me. Talk Smith Lake.
First guest appearance, I should say, for fantasy fishing. Not a stranger to the Serious Angler Podcast, but first fantasy fishing anyway. But welcome to I guess they say on YouTube you shouldn't swear in the first couple minutes, but it's okay. We can sacrifice one video. Welcome to the shit show. This is what fantasy fishing is.
Yeah, usually the comments become quite comical, and then what happens after that? I mean, sometimes we have bags on heads, sometimes we have some comedic relief of name calling of people, and it's just it's a good time.
Oh, we got a whole mix of that, but real fast. Unfortunately, tonight we can't have Brennan, and Boomer is a hard maybe from joining. He's getting stuff ready, super busy. He said if he can make it, he will, but if not, we might be Boomerless tonight, which is okay because that dude's a busy man. But right now we are Sheekinless, so you guys can roast Sheekin in the chat. Make fun of him because he's supposed to join here. He's just going to be running a few minutes late, so feel free to give him a little hard time. But it's funny that our first comment of the night from Brad here says, will they be on time today or will Sheekin make an appearance? And you got neither. We were not on time as usual for fantasy fishing, and Sheekin is not here yet. Yes, but Michael Bradley says live at 8-ish. 8-ish is strongly enforced on that versus the 8 o'clock. But as we say it, full of rocking the stash, the Sheekin has arrived. What's up, dude? Stash coming in strong, dog.
Hey, welcome.
It's an effort. We're getting there.
Next thing you know, he's going to be rocking a cowboy hat.
I got one right over here.
You got the boots and all? You got the
whole
video?
Come on. Listen, we're out west. Absolutely. We sell farms and ranches.
So what is it called with like the star on the back of the boot? Do you have those ones?
Spur?
Yeah, the spur.
Yeah,
you got
spurs
on your boot?
Or on the
star. I was so confused.
Or whatever it is on the back.
I don't have spurs. I'm not going to pretend to be a cowboy.
Well, Deakin, I think the only time Andy's ever seen a spur in his life was watching Toy Story. So
yes, 100%.
There's a snake in my boots.
I haven't made it past the Mississippi unless I'm on a plane. So,
bro, you barely make it out of Buffalo. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, I've been to almost half the state, so I've traveled a little bit, mostly my younger years, but it's still hardly ever went past the Mississippi. So,
we got comments rolling in from Clint. Says, "Is that a Westy Cifuentes?" So, Deakin, I think you're getting compared to Cifuentes, dog.
Oh,
that's
man.
a good compliment.
I'll start wearing a cowboy hat and derbies. That'd be hilarious. I love it.
You should, just to see if Cifuentes starts noticing if he's got competition.
At the Classic 2 years ago, we had a great conversation about his little cattle operation. It was awesome.
Dude, I would love to visit that. That would be pretty sick.
He's got a cool.
What I would love to see if Cifuentes do though is use that cowboy hat. Like that's some prime real estate right there. You know, market that thing. Surprised he hasn't yet. You know what I'm saying? But
for real.
Yeah, before we go down that rabbit hole, because that could deter us a whole other hour of shenanigans, and we don't want Jake to never come on the show ever again. So we're gonna recap Wheel Lake a little bit here, and dude, it was an exciting event. And that first call out I'll have to do a little quick Wheeler recap is according to Bass, it was I'm trying to remember if it was to date or this year was their most watched event. Apparently, they made a post about it with FS1.
Yeah, it's
very intriguing. I wonder what factors led to that. I don't know if you guys have anything that I might be missing.
I was thinking the same thing. Is like, why the summer? I don't know. To me, I would have expected it to be kind of early in the year when maybe the northern part of the country isn't fishing yet and that kind of a thing. But I don't know.
Well, if you really think about it, what happened is Barstool Sports put out a thing with Fox, and Fox was supposed to be airing the European Soccer Championship tournament that's going on. So all these people tuned into FS1, and instead of watching European soccer, they're
sitting there waiting for their soccer, and they're watching. Oh, that's all makes sense now.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. I talked about that when I was with some friends this weekend. I talked about that, about how Barstool picked up the story about bass fishing, and it was like, go America, screw your sissy little soccer tournament.
Yeah.
And this kid from England was there. First of all, he's a stud fly fisherman, but we're just chatting. And he's like, yeah, I watched bass fishing all morning because I was trying to watch the game. I woke up, I set my alarm for 6 a.m. to watch it. And it wasn't even the Elite Series event, it was the Open on Saturday. And it was just like Fox has been just like, yep, Bassmaster.
Yeah, they keep plugging more. Like they just picked up the entire next Open, I think I read, right? At least one of the days for a full day coverage.
I think they do it every Saturday for the full year.
But I think for the Open, I think I read that they're doing 2 or all 3 days, maybe. I'm not sure.
I didn't know
I might be wrong on that, but I thought I read that they're covering all 3 for the next Open. Yeah.
That's a big deal for Opens anglers if they do all 3 days.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. I mean,
I feel
Jake,
like I need to fact check that, but
yeah, I don't know if it's all 3. I doubt it's all 3, but like Jake, as a, if you're going into an Open, you're hearing that they got a camera all 3 days for a full season, that adds some more enticement to go and compete on that, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Got to see what they're doing next year. So
they are doing that next year, or you're saying
that's what I heard. I got to make sure, but I heard it was 3-day live the rest of the year. So for all of them, that's what I heard, but could be completely wrong. So
yeah, that'd be dope for Opens anglers. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Jake? Wheeler Lake, what was your takeaways? Did you get an opportunity to watch that event much?
Yeah, I listened to y'all's episode last week, and like what Boomer was saying, like Logan doing top 10. Nobody picked Logan, made it his first top 10 on the Elites. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was everyone was saying that there was no grass in Wheeler, but after talking to Logan and John after they were out there, they said there was more grass this year than there was last year out there. Maybe we just never found it last year, and they ended up finding it this year. But that was kind of cool that they caught them a lot shallower than a lot of those other TVA lakes. And then kind of where it traditionally goes down at, the Decatur Flats, it definitely did go down there, but there wasn't as many people as I thought there would be. There was people utilizing the whole lake, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it seemed relatively spread out, especially when you looked at where the winners, the top 10, we were at least like, it seemed like they were using the majority of that. There was a couple guys like say, and I saw Garrett and Alex Weatherall were pretty close at one point, but like that's like towards the end of the day where it seems like everybody starting out was rather spread out.
Yeah, for sure. And both dams played, Spring Creek played, traditional places, but it spread out a lot more than I thought. Typically it's like bumper to bumper on the Decatur Flats, and it was cool to see not a tournament that was like that, and everyone to give everybody each other's room. So that was pretty cool. So
yeah, Cox was frogging, doing his thing. Everybody loves to see that.
Yeah, no doubt. That was sick.
Yeah, well, and dude, Andy literally, I love that because I thought about this immediately. I think it was day 1 or day 2. I think it was day 2 because I don't think Cruz had a camera day 1, but Andy's like, yeah, he was catching him on this topwater on Wheeler in 2016. And I literally that day I had watched the video from Wheeler back in 2016 when Cruz was doing well. I remember Andy's like, yeah, well, he caught him in 2016 doing that. And we're like, yeah, Andy, that was 2016 , bro. That's 8 years ago. He's probably not gonna do it again.
He caught him in the exact same spot.
19 pounds. Like, we're like, okay, never mind.
That was super cool.
Yeah.
That was weird how good of a topwater lake Wheeler was. Like both times, both go rounds, like it's not like a typical place. I guess because it's a lot shallower. It's more like bars, not so much like true ledges and stuff, but also like how good the backwater areas are on Wheeler too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like it seemed like when you look at Cliff Prince where he won, he said he was throwing mostly like 3-4 foot all day long.
Yeah, for sure.
They're on the tops.
Yeah, that place is a weird lake. It's got like all the dog food plants and all it's not like great water quality there. So I think that's why they live a little shallower than the rest of the Tennessee River. Fun fact too, it's the most northern part in Alabama where you have alligators still.
Really?
Yep. And
gators.
They are stocked. They were stocked. So like naturally, the line to where they stop is around south of Birmingham area, Montgomery area. And then they had a big beaver problem. So they stocked Wheeler with gators. in like the 70s or whatever.
Dude,
So
I just picture this good old boy from Alabama that's like, dang, these freaking beavers, dude. I hate these things. You know, I got an idea. Let's put gators in here.
Take them out some gators.
So I was bummed nobody saw a gator on live, but hey, I guess they were not fishing where they were at. So.
Is that just a solution for Southerners these days? If they need to get rid of something, it's like, oh, gators are dynamite, boys.
Gators, bull sharks, whatever.
Bull sharks.
Bull sharks are good. Yeah, there we go. We got an Asian carp problem. Let's put bull sharks in Kentucky Lake.
Imagine.
Hey, if you put enough of them in there, I'm sure they could get rid of a population of them.
Oh, I think
yeah.
Get some of those anacondas from Florida.
Yeah, just throw some of them up there. Yeah.
I don't think we need that. I think we're good.
I'm being sarcastic. No one do that.
Yeah. All right. Any other takeaways from Wheeler, guys? It was cool watching Weatherell catch him on a 14
Cliff Prince finally winning a blue trophy.
That was huge, man. Super cool.
Was
to
it
watch that
14 years or something like that?
Yeah.
He's been on the leagues.
Yeah, and he's had his chances at the St. John's, right? Prince of Palatka, but it was cool to see it happen not on the home turf.
Yeah. I don't think anybody looked at that schedule and said, yeah, Cliff Prince is going to win that one, which I think it makes I think those are the best events when it's like the most unexpected characters go and win it, where it's like you have Lake Murray and everyone's like, yeah, Patty Walters, and Patty Walters then goes and wins, where it's, I think those are great wins. They're not exciting, but I think the underdog, somebody that's name is like, I would have loved to seen his fantasy fishing percentage going into that event.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have thought to pick him, but now looking back, it makes sense because like the St. Johns River, it's shell bars and it's eelgrass. And that's exactly what we went on was shell bars and eelgrass. Like,
if anyone understands that,
like, it makes sense now, but thinking, when you're picking your fantasy, you wouldn't really know to do that.
Right.
But
that was the coolest thing. And if you guys have not yet, so this will come for full circle, but go to the Fear My Heart Instagram page. They might have it on Facebook too. They did a really cool reel showing some pretty raw emotion of Cliff because he actually won the Fear My Heart incentive as well. And it was a really cool deal to see just the raw emotion these anglers go through when it's like their time. But he won the Fear My Heart incentive. And so next week we're going to get Carl with Cliff and then the Smith Lake Fear My Heart incentive winner on. We'll go through the whole stories with both of those Fear My Heart incentive winners, get the whole lowdown of it and everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll do that next week after the Smith Lake event for Tuesday Night Live. But man, that was pretty cool. I had to shout that out because that clip on social media was pretty sexy. And one of the considered veterans and old guys on the Elite Series and seeing that raw emotion come out after 14 years or so of that just absolute grind, having some pretty close encounters with the blue trophy and finally getting to hoist it. It was pretty badass.
Yeah, I don't know which one was more exciting to see, the Bill Lowen win on Pickwick a few years ago or this one, just for the sheer of like long overdue, they should have had one by now type deal. Yeah. They come this close so many times. And yeah, it's just awesome.
It's cool how different wins feel different, especially as a fan. And I'm sure like for Jake, for you, it's different too, because one, you've been watching Cliff for forever, but then like when John Garrett wins, like that's one of your boys. So that's
exactly
cool. It's cool. It's crazy how they feel completely different.
But. Yeah, they definitely do. But it's cool just seeing a guy like, cry when he wins or whatever. Cause like, you see how much it actually meant to him, and it's like good for him. Like, I don't think anyone was like not wanting him to win. So that was super cool. So.
Yeah, it was cool. On Mercer's podcast, he talked about with Hanselman having a big last day too, and almost coming back. And he goes, yeah, that's the one guy I didn't want to be in second place. He's like, why do you have to be in second? Like he felt bad for second. It's cool to see that relationship there. But
yeah, definitely.
That was
crazy. Like talking about Hanselman, do you remember that run he went on a few years ago in Texas where he won like every single Toyota Series event?
Dude, it will never be
all three and the championship. I think.
And the championship.
It was 3 events and the championship.
And it wasn't even like close. He like blew them all out of the water in every one of the events. It's like he's another one that's long overdue for a blue trophy.
That's insane.
That was absolutely bonkers, dude. When I saw that, like, it was just like, man, honestly, it was a little discouraging when it was like he came that hot out of Texas, and then in the elites, like I just wanted him to just like skyrocket, you know what I mean? But then it showed that national level up, took him some time to adjust. Like, yeah.
I gotta say too, with the live, if we can get more John Garrett, Logan Parks friendly banter, that was like we relive in the hockey days when you're just screwing with each other. Like you had to understand that, like when they said something about the boats with John Garrett, and he's like worried about the pressure. He goes, none of the boats can catch him. And they look right over, and it's Logan Parks right next to him. That was awesome.
Some good old boys having a good old time.
Yeah, that was incredible. Well,
you can ask Logan about his braid split rings he did for John on Elite. John didn't feel comfortable tying them himself, so Logan tied them that final day. One of them came undone the final day on a fish.
No.
Yeah. It didn't end up hurting John, but that was a little sketchy for sure.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine that?
Tied him a little loose for you today, buddy.
You want to talk some more smack while we're on the water and the cameras? Here you go.
That is cool though. On the other side of it, that he's doing that for John. But we'll have to get you and them boys on for a show together too. That could make for some maybe not so serious shows.
Do it.
Yeah. Well, to finish off the recap of Wheeler, there's actually not speaking of Wheeler, but in recent opens, got to give a shout out to Easton Fothergill for making another trip back to the Classic, win in Eufaula.
Unreal.
That kid, man. I mean, Jake, you're in the mix of like the pro conversation.
Yeah.
Like, what's the chatter with Easton, bro?
I just don't know how he's so good. Like, dude is straight up smashing them. Like, it's insane. Like, props off to him because he is one of the best out there right now, if not the best out there. You know, he's like blowing the opens out, and it's crazy. You know, catching a 9-pounder on that terrible lake, but I fished it last year. I mean, I could not imagine catching a 9-pounder basically there. You know, that's insane.
Did you see how high it jumped, too? Have anybody seen that?
Like, it was insane. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
When he's like, it's a 7-pounder, and then you put it on a scale and like immediately saw the numbers, it just started shaking. Like, it was insane. Like,
that was the final day, think about it, 200 whatever person field the first 2 days. And that's big fish. And it was like big fish by like 3 pounds or 2 pounds or something. You know what I mean? That was insane.
When it's meant to happen, it's going to happen, right? Like, weird things align and weird things happen. You're just like, what? Like, another weird fish catch, right? It was Jason Christie on Lay Lake. He didn't win that event, right? But he caught the giant. And you're like, what?
Big bass of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, frog.
Was it Lay? It was Lay, right?
Yeah, it was Lay.
That's not a.
No,
he dumped another big one. I think that same day or the next day.
Yeah,
another great big one.
Yeah, giant bag.
Yeah, absolutely unreal. But dude, try to put yourself. It's very hard to do this, but try to put yourself into Easton's shoes right now. You win the Open, you qualify for the Classic, you win. What was it? Is it 50K? What is it for an Open win?
Yeah, like 50K.
50K, and you're going back to school.
Yeah, it's a second Open win too, which is even more incredible, right? I believe.
No, I think this is the first win.
I'm pretty
sure. He made it through college bracket.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's how he made.
But I feel like
which
he was
a
close to winning an Open. Like last year, I feel like he got close to winning one.
I feel like he's gonna be close a lot.
He's been dominating even like all the college tournament stuff too. Like, to fish that many tournaments in a row and not have a bad one is what's really impressive. Like he hasn't had a bad college tournament either, which is crazy.
Yeah. He's one of those what I consider like the 1%ers, right? Like there's very few of them out there, and he's one of them where it's just like he's just got it. Like, and it's so frustrating for everyone else. It's like you can work your tail off, but there's a couple of guys that just, for whatever reason, the Wheelers, right, the Paul and Nicks, like they just got it.
Well, and speaking of Polinick, dude, I've seen a lot of people in comment sections already calling him the next prodigy, which I feel like Polnick's too old now to have the prodigy label. Like while it's still like the namesake, he's always going to be known as Brandon Polnick, the prodigy, whatever.
Right, he was the young kid of the time. Yeah.
Right, but if there's someone to pass it down to, I feel like Easton's a great candidate to take.
And dude, I don't know. I watched that weigh-in too, just like his story and everything else, and how humble he was. It was really cool to see.
Yeah,
he's gone through some adversity to get to where he is, so it's awesome to see.
I'll tell you what, dude. Awesome. What they're doing at Montevallo is at least from my perspective, is pretty impressive because the time spent with Easton, having him on the show here, and then honestly, dude, to give credit to his tournament partner Nick Dumke, who I got the pleasure of spending a bunch of time with because he works at Wire to Fish, and through my work, we've been on trips together. He's just like he's professional as all get out, very humble, and he's a stick in his own right too. It's crazy to see what they're pumping out over there, and it's cool to see the college ranks producing guys like this. That from the Jordan Lees to now the Eastons, it's cool to see, man. Yeah. But I didn't mean to derail this. I just wanted to get a quick shout out to Easton because I'm going with a big dub.
But that's just fantasy fishing. Those who tune in on a fantasy fishing basis, because you never know exactly when they are, except for the week before the event. Like our viewers know what's coming, so they expect it. They want it. All right, yeah, they want it.
Well, so this comment reminds me we were actually supposed to do something tonight because Andy and I talked about it. And then I totally forgot to tell you guys and forgot to tell the viewers to start
giveaway.
Yeah, we're gonna give some stuff away tonight. And Jake, so I'm gonna task you with this.
All right.
I want you to pick your favorite comment. It doesn't have to be it can be a serious one. It could be something that's making fun of somebody. Could be whatever you want. Whatever is your favorite comment of the night is going to win a Blackfish Gator, UPF gloves, and a sun hoodie tonight. Okay. So big summer giveaway. And it reminded me of this because Clinton goes, y'all think they'll break Hamner's 11-pound, 7-ounce at Smith? He goes, I bet they do.
Oh boy.
Negative.
Yeah, I think
it's
a big veto.
It's going to be a spot.
11-7.
But yeah,
spot.
So get the comment section rolling, people. You can make fun of Boomer for how much Boomer's made fun of Deakin while Deakin's been out because Boomer's not here tonight. Feel free to let it rip. Get the comments going because you guys got some stuff you can win. All right, let's quickly give the updated standings for fantasy fishing and Drain the Lake, and then we'll get into Smith Lake. So for Drain the Lake, in last place, in 6th, hasn't reached the 10,000 point mark yet, is Mr. Justin Largen, who's the only one that hasn't touched the 10,000.
Yeah. You know what I did? I just realized as I was uploading my list for this week, I only ran 6 guys last week. It's like I'm losing, and I shorted myself 2 guys like a dumb.
And you still had, decent points. You almost beat Boomer with 6 guys.
I'm looking at it today. I'm like, wait a second, and I just kept adding, and it kept letting me add more people. I'm like, wait a minute.
How many you didn't do 6 guys all year?
No, that's what I was hoping, honestly, that I did, because then I could at least have an excuse. So I started going back, and I was like, nope, 8. Oh, well, there goes that.
Well, it's okay. It's all good. First season.
Nope.
And then in 5th place is Jake Boomer. In 4th is myself. In 2nd, in 3rd place is Brennan Chapman. 2nd place, getting dethroned so far, is Mr. Adam Deakin. And taking over first place with over, I think it's 11,600 something points here, is the captain, Mr. Andy Full, making the comeback.
Oh yeah, good thing I wish I didn't forget to put my picks in that one event. Now you have
I did the math,
the fun math every week, so I apologize again.
Oh no, it's okay. Okay, I got it right here. But either way, Andy taking over the lead. Hawk to a Smith on the lake. Okay.
There's some good comments coming in now.
Yeah.
He's saying that because of the comment 2 above that.
Good. Jake, can you see these comments rolling in?
I can see the ones he's putting up there.
Perfect. Okay. Well, so there is a comment section on your deal here. You can see the live comments rolling through.
Okay.
but for fantasy fishing, we got with one of the worst events of the year. Brennan Chapman was 610 points. We gotta
that's why he
some
skipped.
crap. He is actually on a work meeting, so but we'll tease him a little bit because he's not here. And 5th is Mr. Justin Largent. Sorry, sir. Mr. Jake Boomer in 4th. I've slid up to 3rd, just 13 points ahead of Boomer. And about, what is that? My math's horrible. 90 points ahead of myself is the captain, Mr. Andy Full. And then sitting around 300 points ahead in 1st is Sarah Deakin. That's it. The stash is leading the charge. We're coming.
We're
coming. 3 events left. There's still an opportunity.
All
right. So Smith Lake, the biggest things I've heard is heat, because it seems like half the pros have posted a DeWalt fan sitting in their boat while they've been practicing. And it sounds like a lot of altercations on the water. Am I far off on this, Jake?
What do they say about altercations, like with like skiers and stuff, or like with each other?
No, I think from pontoon boats. Yeah,
that might be a deal. Like honestly, like a safety point of view, because at Smith it's so narrow, it spreads out. Like it's all about. I mean, there's definitely certain sections that it goes down in, but it's all pretty similar. It's just a bunch of big rock walls, so all of those waves just bounce off the walls. So it's not like you can like ride the waves. They're just kind of coming from every direction, so it's going to make kind of navigation a hard thing. And then, one of the biggest things that's going to play is the scoping thing into the abyss and like the true abyss, fishing that deep timber line. And when you're locked down on the scope, there might be a lot of, pontoon boats and day drinkers that might not be looking at what bass boats are doing. So that's going to be interesting for sure. And then also, the other train of thought is like, let me get in the very backs of the creeks and fish running water coming in. Well, the skiers, they don't want to be out there in the middle of the big choppy water, so they go to the backs of the creeks to go ski. So there's really nowhere to get away except for like way up a river in an aluminum boat. So gonna be interesting.
Crazy that they go back in the creeks to do that.
Yeah, not like in the skinny part, but I mean they go pretty far back there just to kind of get a secluded cove that they can feel comfortable swimming in, where they're not going to get run over. Because and then another thing too is like at Smith Lake, it's one of those. It's kind of like how Grand is, like a super steep rock walls. So kind of the deal is like putting your power poles halfway down and fishing. If you're going to fish the bank, go in between the floating docks. But if you're between those floating docks and there's people swimming, or there's crazy waves and those big floating docks are bounce on around, you can do serious damage to your boat too. So it's going to be a very unique tournament. And then with all those boats, some of the biggest pattern on Smith Lake is schooling fish this time of year, and then having the boat traffic, that kind of keeps them a little bit lower in the water column too. So we will see what happens. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and several different facets. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be another tournament where somebody wins that you least expect to win is what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Like I was looking at my fantasy pick, and it was like these are all guys I've never picked before.
Yeah, well, who was it that it was the Open? Was it 2 years ago that Porosnik won? The year that he requalified?
Fall, I think it was like September. It was still probably pretty bumpy then, though. Yeah, it stays hot pretty long down here. Summer's pretty much all year long except for December and January. So
it's like 8 months.
Yeah, really. So
go ahead, Deegan.
Will it like be crowded out there too, even on Thursday and Friday, or is this just a weekend thing they have to worry about?
It will probably be pretty bumpy still. It's just so close to Birmingham and Huntsville. Yeah. And then now with like after COVID, it seems like everybody lives at the lake now full time. So it will definitely be bumpy, but it won't be as bumpy as Saturday and Sunday for sure. Like I think catch your weight the first 2 days is going to be really important to the guy that wins the tournament, and then figuring out how to survive the rest of the week.
Got it.
Yeah. That's going to be
going to make scoping very interesting with boat control.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we got an interesting comment here from Mike that says, isn't Joyce Fuentes good at scoping timber? That is indeed how he got his first blue trophy at Seminole.
Yep.
But he's having a very, very weird off year. Goes from almost winning AOI and then winning Rookie of the Year to almost last in standings, which is pretty wild.
Well, it's a sophomore slump, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Something.
I'll be interested to see if there's a correlation of that over the years to Rookies of the Year. And
yeah, it'd be cool to kind of see, like, record everything. Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys remember, Brendan Chapman says that Bass Fanatic is secretly Scott Martin. He seems to know everything about all these lakes we go to because he says a lot of fish are out deep over that submerged timber, the big ones anyway. So Scott, thanks for joining another show. We appreciate you tuning in during practice. I don't know if you guys tuned in for our Jacob Fouts show, which was a great show, getting him back on because he's having a kick-ass year, top 5 AOI. But Brad says, I hope Jacob Fouts takes in the boat canopy. Or if you guys tuned into that Fouts show, Fouts got into it with a pleasure boater, chucked a 8XD or 10XD at his boat canopy and ripped it off. So it sounds like if he gets close, if anybody gets close, we better have a camera on Fouts.
Yeah. All I'm
that's
hoping for.
Call,
yeah, that's real tough, Justin.
like he lost the bait. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. Like he had to give up the 10XD. He said, like that sucks. You broke it off.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could just feed drag to the boat as it's going.
Just hold on.
Chase it or something.
Yeah.
Thumb just spooling you.
I'd hate to lose a good bait.
Me too. All I hope is that there's a good topwater bite. So like when a wake boat goes by, you just all of a sudden they're setting the hook because you see a spot jumping over the wake boat wake, eating a topwater. Like those are the shots that I want to see.
That definitely happens out there. Like that will fire them up sometimes on some of those places. But Smith's like so much deeper than it. Like my home lake is Lake Martin. It's kind of similar. It's big party lake. It's more of a party lake than a fishing lake, but it's more flat than Smith Lake is. So there's more like brush. So like when you like Smith's a herring lake, but it fishes a lot different than any of the other herring lakes because it's so deep and it's so like more like a highland reservoir instead of like a flat lowland reservoir like Hartwell or Lanier or any of those other places. So interesting for sure.
Yeah, you saying that, Andy, gives me vibes of the Forest Wood Cup when Atkins won it. Was that Murray?
Yeah, Murray.
When he won that, throwing basically a big old topwater pencil popper the whole time. But
yeah, that was
sick. So are we going to see a lot of different patterns go down then, Jake?
Yeah, I think so too. Like I would pick a lot of your flippers, like your Hunter Shy Rocks, like guys that would go in the very backs of creeks and are just good with like flipping and like plastic, like a beaver or whatever. Like your Kyle Welcher would be a really good pick. Hunter Shy Rock would be a really good pick. Somebody that's like just good at grinder tournaments with a shallow flipping stick in hand, but also I would pick the best scopers you can think of as well. Baits like a riser bait, Czar Spook, Reaction Nations, Vixen, that sort of deal. That's going to be, a lot of topwater stuff's going to play, out offshore and up against the bank too. So it'll definitely be a good topwater tournament for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at the weather right now.
Is it like 99 and sun and no wind?
Dude, so here's the week for the boys. Okay. Tomorrow they
Put it
got
up on
96
the screen so our viewers can see.
Yes,
I got
Dad.
you.
1 second. Good call. He's on his game tonight. Oh, screw you, ad. Can't advertise Verizon.
Oh, toasty.
96 degrees and 4 miles an hour of wind tomorrow. And it's staying in the 90s, mid 90s, all the way through the end of the tournament, with the highest wind forecast being Wednesday at 6 miles an hour. Brutal.
Better make it happen in the morning. That's all I gotta say.
If they make it
to
Saturday, they get some rain. Maybe.
Justin, if they make it to noon on Thursday and we don't have a lot of broken boats, all right? That's what we're looking at here.
So here's my two bets. Is one, we're gonna see John Cox with his boat cover, whatever you call it, for his is he still in the Crestliner or is he in Vex?
Yeah, he's in the Crestliner.
His little, the canopy, he's gonna have that because he uses that in practice. He's gonna fish from that canopy, or we're going to see one of the guys that are characters like Matty Robertson or Hamner that pays their marshal to fan them while they're fishing. I can see that too. I think we're going to see some weird stuff with this tournament. It's going to be oddly hot.
I
At
just
least
can't
there
wait
isn't a
for all
full
the-
moon happening on Saturday during the Derby, because then it'd just be all sorts of weird. Like, if you have a full moon in humans and animal life, just weird things happen. Yeah, that would have been good.
Fair point.
Things get weird out west, Deacon, with a full moon.
Oh, I tell you what, no doubt about it.
Mustache grow a little bit longer around the full moon.
Man, all kinds of stuff happens. You got elk bugling. It's a when you get a full moon, it's a wild place.
I've always heard that correlation. Like somebody says that when like the most, like
Crime.
like police are more active during full moons, which is
Get a wild hair, I guess. Just hard up.
Yeah. All right, let's start getting into our picks here. All right, so let me pull up Boomer and Brennan's picks here because they were good boys and like Sheekin and sent them in when they're going to miss a show.
I was on the road. I'm sorry.
That's all good. I'm just teasing.
When has that stopped you?
Well, no, actually, I did send them, but I didn't have. There was something there. I got pulled over, was trying to get service. There was something going on.
Yeah. So hold on. Here we got Clint saying a DeWalt fan would be sweet. I've seen a few guys literally post this already today. How many DeWalt plugs and sponsorship requests are we going to get from these guys on stage this week?
Oh my god!
I haven't seen these things. I got to look at what these things look like.
Yeah,
I
Hammer
saw-
posted the video one today.
Yeah, Hamner posted one, and then was it Luke Palmer that posted another one? I want to say it was Luke.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But I think there's a third one too. Somebody else posted, but either way, I can see that being the popular trend this week.
We fished Pickwick the week after, so I'm gonna be taking some tips from these boys this week.
Yeah, dude, you got to do the whole.
Is this what we're talking
Who's
about?
this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, add to cart.
That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Add to cart. Here's where you find it, and they're on sale at your local Home Depot. All right,
Oh, wow.
$50 off.
Wow.
Here's what you got to do. You got to look up the redneck the redneck air conditioner.
All right.
I'm sure some of you guys might know what I'm talking about, where you can take PVC pipe, a cheap cooler, and you can like carve it so that it has and you fill it full of ice so that it's just blowing cold air at you.
Oh, that would be so sick.
Yeah.
I have to find these.
Until you go to cast and you hit your rod off of it behind you or set the hook and it's over.
You'll be all right.
I'd do that
Where's
on
the-
like the second cast.
Well, yeah, because we're in a freaking kayak, Justin. That's why. Yeah. All right, let's get into these picks. Let me put these back up on the screen. All right. So, Jake, you are our guest. So we're going to let you go first here. We're going to go from groups E to A,
Okay.
but we'll let you rock. What do you got for group E, dude?
Let's look what I've got picked right now. I
You can
think
give the
I'm
same
going to
picks.
go Hunter Shyrock on this one.
Ooh.
Just
what are you
because
talking about?
he's a guy that if
Wait, where is he in group E?
over an E. Never mind.
Now Deacon's going to pick Hunter Shrag.
He's cheating.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't know why I'm picking him. I just got a feeling, but I'm gonna go Clifford Perch.
Oh,
I think he's a madman with a drop shot, spotted bass like drop shots. I think he's a guy that can catch a limit. I think this is not going to be a very big weight tournament, and I think some of the West Coast techniques. I think he's pretty good on Havasu. If I had to guess, I'm pretty sure he is.
Yes.
And that's another big party lake. And I think he can know how those fish act whenever there's a lot of
I like that.
natural elements on a lake. So I'm gonna go Clifford.
He's on that party lake pattern. That man knows
Yeah.
how to catch him on a party lake.
Party lake pattern. That's right. Yeah.
all right.
Go for the
Yeah.
Tulies for birds.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that? That was Martin's, right? Aaron Martin's that got on that?
Yeah.
That was so sick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was unreal, dude.
All right, let me find the standings from last week. Oh, I actually won a week. Would you look at that? All right. First time I get to pick first. Screw you, boys. I'm going with the Boomer route. Boomer's not on the show tonight, so I got to pick up his team, and I'm going to go with Bryant Smith on this one because of spotted bass, scoping.
Come on.
Is just I kind of also went with the guy that, the numbers who has the most top 50s this year that some sort of trend going right for him. I'm rocking with Bryant Smith.
He called him at Hartwell in that Open a couple years ago and qualified.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a good pick for sure.
All right. Who is that? We got, Boomer is up, but Boomer, let's see what it is.
He's also probably choosing Bryant Smith.
Yep, it's also Bryant Smith, actually, now I'm looking at it. Also,
he copied you. Tell him it's invalid. He copied you.
Yeah.
He's not here to defend himself.
That's right. He's not, his week's picks are invalid, disqualified. All right. So in third, Deakin, you're up.
Who do you think I chose? Come on,
Brian.
Yes, a third, Bryant Smith.
Yes, and here's why. I mean, okay, first of all, he's phenomenal spotted bass. It's really good in California with it, and then also he likes throwing a top water, and I think that could be a factor. So, can't wait to watch Bryant smash him.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Justin, you're up.
I went a different direction. I went Cole Sands actually. Yeah, I like. I feel like it's I don't know, kind of a gut pick. I didn't know until watching the show with Fouts that they room together. Fouts has I couldn't believe how much confidence that dude has. So I'm feeling the Fouts train, and I think that's gonna rub off on the roommate. That's where I'm going.
All right. So you like what Fouts is doing, so you're gonna pick who he's rooming with.
I'm gonna pick his roommate. Yeah.
All right. I like it. Andy.
Going Paul Mueller. Guy has won tournaments, fishing spots out deep at Lanier. It just seems like a Paul Mueller event, something where you don't expect somebody to do very well, especially the season he's having, and then they go out and win. So I think he's going to catch him out on timber out deep, probably using his forward-facing sonar to make hay early in the day. And then he's also another guy that could go up and flip trees and catch him up shallow. So I think it's a good low, very low percentage pick in Group E.
I like it. Yeah, where's he at? Pass him.
Yeah, you went by him. He's like 5%. Yeah.
Oh, duh. All right. Well, Brennan, I think he's just literally trying to fly for I think he said he's screwing all of his game plan after getting 610 points last week, and saying he's just going to throw darts at the board and see where they land. Because he's rocking with David Mullins this week.
It's a good dart.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from, if Mullins has any experience on Smith, but always can be dangerous. That's for sure. So here's one thing that was interesting, actually, speaking of David Mullins. So it's funny how this whole forward-facing thing comes up, like between last year and this year. When the 2019, I was watching it again when Andrew Hayes was up here, we were fun fishing. We were watching the 2019 Cayuga event the year before COVID and everything. Mullins was scoping with a big deep crankbait on Cayuga and watching them all eat it. And
that was before forward was like going off.
Yeah, and nobody said anything back then.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I could watch that fish come up and eat my crankbait on live scope.
Yeah,
really? And everyone's like, that's stupid.
Well, and it was funny in that event too. They're talking about they're talking about all these young guns. We're talking about the youth movement. I think this was back with Jordan Lee before the split. It wasn't that same tournament, but for a split. Look at Andrew, and I'm like, this sounds oddly familiar. Almost 10 years ago, they're saying the same things that people are bickering about now.
Mm-hmm.
But, sorry, didn't mean to derail us here. So yeah, David Mullins for Brennan Chapman. All right, Group D. Jake, who you got?
I'm going to go Kim Ken style. I'm going to go Kenta. He catches them all the blueback herring lakes. I think he's got his way of fishing blueback herring lakes. He loves Smith Lake. He fishes it a bunch, and he's just a good pick out there. He knows that lake really well.
As long as he doesn't break his boat.
He'll probably break his boat, but he's got a hell of a service crew. So,
yeah. And you've gotten a fish with him, right?
What's that?
You've gotten a fish with Kenta decently.
I do, yeah. We fished a couple times together. So, yeah, he's It's cool fishing with him for sure.
So does he drink more Red Bulls or smoke more cigarettes in a day's worth?
Or both.
Cigarettes.
Yeah.
For sure. He'll do like the sugar Red Bull, like the normal one, and then he'll like switch to those non-sugared ones, and like he'll drink the big can first, then the smaller cans.
Oh my god.
That's called life. That's called balance. All right. Got it.
Health and wellness, boys. Dude, at the classic, it was the Boatyard Media Day, and Jay Kumar from Bassmaster goes over there. We were talking in a small group, and it came up how Kenta is like crazy with the Red Bulls and smoke. And Kumar goes up to him. So Kenta, my question for you, he goes, "How are you alive?"
You almost sounded just like Jay there. That was pretty good.
You said that I was cracking. I couldn't stop. It was good. But yeah, Kenta, dude, I feel like he's dangerous everywhere.
He is dangerous everywhere, especially those grinder kind of tournaments. Like he's got some stuff figured out for sure.
Yeah, one of the best opens pros ever. Like, if you give him an open, he's almost guaranteed a top 10 or a win, right? Like
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, Deakin, advanced fishing, bass fishing stats. He's got to have some sort of like
record or something.
Career percentage.
That'd be super cool.
He's probably qualified so many times. Like,
yeah. He's qualified until 2032 based on
He's got an opens exemption at this point. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's just an opens exemption. Like, you don't need to keep running the gauntlet. He's like, no, this is my favorite. This is where I make all my money.
He's like,
I fish his Red Bulls, dude.
I fish opens to afford the elites. All right,
like, exactly.
I think that's backwards, bud.
It was amazing, though.
Oh man.
All right. Group D. I am going to rock with the state record holder and tuna catching fiend, Mr. David Gaston, who catches 800 plus pound tuna. Is gonna be like these spotted bass are nothing.
He's gonna catch them with his bare hands.
That's right. That's right. he's gonna hand line them.
He said, "I am the real Bear Grylls at this point."
Yeah, duo, isn't it?
What's that?
That's another roommate duo, I think. Bryant Smith and David Gatson, I think.
Is he? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I just know he's staying at his house. I don't know if they're roommates, but he is staying at his house this week.
Gotcha.
That's close enough.
He's a roommate. Weekly roommate.
Weekly.
That's right.
Weekly. Yeah. Yeah, and this one, man, it just it made a lot of sense for me. Is between him and Webster, and this one, just a guy that you're gonna take a stab at that's fished Smith, and sounds like he's very local. So I was just kind of going with the local bias here on this one. But sorry, who was up here? I'm trying to remember. Oh, Boomer was up. Boomer has also has Kenta. But Deacon, what do you got?
Man, I'm literally those three, or the three that I'm between was Kenta, Webster, and Gaston. And I'm going Webster just to be different.
It's a solid pick.
Yeah. Bass Fanatic Scott Martin says Webster might be a good choice also. Thanks for tuning in, Scott. I think, Justin, you're up.
I went a different direction. Jake, you mentioned the grinders, and that's kind of what I was thinking with this pick. I went Greg DePalma. He had a good showing, whatever it was, 2 weeks ago at Wheeler. Grinder likes to fish shallow, and I think this could be a tough one. So I like that pick.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Ed Loughran. Like, this feels like an Ed Loughran event.
I don't know if he's back. That was actually my first thought, but he had something on social media. I think he was going to make the cut, and I think it was day 2. He pulled out. Had to have surgery, like kidney stones or something. Is what he put. It's his last social media post, and so he didn't end up weighing in. And then at least what he posted there was he didn't think he was going to be cleared until Champlain, I think.
Ooh.
So I don't know if he's actually there or not. And I didn't do any research. I could probably find out, but that was actually where my head was, Andy. But
who was that again?
Ed Loughran.
Really?
I'm surprised Bass didn't make a post about it.
Oh no, I don't know if that was Loughran. I thought that was Jamie Hartman.
Yeah, because Jamie Hartman's out.
I thought he had back or something else. But I checked I checked his social media because he was doing well in the tournament, and then wasn't, and it's because he didn't weigh in on one of the days. He was at the ER.
Yeah, he went to Virginia Urology. I had to withdraw from Wheeler Lake Bassmaster Elite Series because of kidney stones, which landed me in the ER. I made it home, so instead of weighing in at Wheeler, I'm setting up surgery to fix the problem. I should be good to go by the time we go to Champlain and the St. Lawrence.
Oh, so if you picked that Lofgren pair, the 1.2%, I would probably change your pick.
Yeah, wow.
That sucks. It's not a laughing matter, but it sucks.
Feel better soon.
Yeah.
Dang. That sucks. Well, yeah, and it sucks for Hartman, too, being out. I think he's the rest of the season, I believe.
Did he already miss a year on medical exemption, too, because of back surgery, I feel like?
Yep. I believe you're correct.
That's a good question.
I don't remember what year it was, but I think he lost one.
Yeah.
Andy, you're up.
I'm going wild card in Group D just because I want to hear him laugh when he catches one on a glide bait. Steve Kennedy.
Oh, Steve, yes.
Like, it just feels like a Steve Kennedy event. Like one of those guys that you can kind of just throw out the dartboard and be like, he'll probably bomb this event, but if he does good, he's going to catch them doing something completely different. And I'm like, all right, let's take Steve Kennedy. Sounds like
the fact that he has 2 top 35s and not a top 10 is crazy to me because it's usually out of the top 50 or in the top 10. There is no middle road.
Yeah, so he's due.
All right, and to round us out on this one for Group D, let's see. Oh, sorry, I jacked that up. Brennan has Kenta. Boomer has Carl Jocumsen. That's an interesting one. I mean, talk about grimy guy that could do well. But yeah, interesting pick. All right, Group C. What you got, Jake?
I've got. Let's see.
Trying to remember which one I have here.
I have Koya Fujita. Just. I've got to go with him, you know.
Dude, yeah.
A couple live streamers on my pick, and I'm going to go with the best ones at that. So I'm going to go Koya Fujita.
Oh, dude. Kyoyo's one where it's like, to your point, where it just makes sense for this one. Because didn't he do well at Logan Martin? Was that one who he got third or something?
Yeah, I think he got third, yeah.
And this one just kind of like, it makes sense when you're talking about a Scopers tournament.
Yeah,
sure. Him in this one.
I think he also spent on Colin Smith, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I think so.
I think it definitely makes sense for anyone else. Like, if Kyoya definitely makes sense for this one. Personally, I can never pick him again because both times I picked him, he's been in the 90s. So I'm
with you, Bailey. I
definitely miss.
I have a feeling he's going to do good in this one because I'm not picking him.
Yeah, exactly right. He's going to win this damn thing because we're not picking him this time. I'm with you. So I'm going with the chalk on this one. You hinted to it earlier, Jake. A guy that can do well both scoping. You know, he's shown that in the Classic at Hartwell, but also can get up in the backs of creeks, flip, you know, throw a swim bait, throw a swim jig, throw a buzz bait, that sort of deal. I'm going with Mr. Kyle Welcher on this one. Also because he's another Alabama guy. You might see that trend here. All right. Boomer had another interesting pick here. Austin Felix.
He could do well.
He copied me.
Oh, yeah. You can start taking Boomer's picks. All right. Deacon, what'd you have?
I got Fujita, man. Scoper, we're going to play. And he's stupid good at it. So Fujita all the way.
Bass Fanatic says Taku and Kyoya's arms may snap off if they hook into one of those big stripers. I don't know, man. I don't think you can throw Kyoya into that mix because have you seen Kyoya's hook set? It's nasty, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he cracks him. He runs like 18-pound fluorocarbon as his leader.
Yeah,
spinning
like a 12-inch leader. He's just Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, you got to throw like 20-foot, 6-pound test. And he's like, nah, screw that crap. We're going 2-foot leaders, 18-pound fluoro. But not like if you guys remember last year, St. Clair, when he was reeling his bait back and a fish blew up on it and he opened the bail and then he cracked him on a spinning rod. If you haven't seen that clip, that boy he's good. That was pretty dirty. Taku's the one where he's like big bass. Which is crazy because he got the biggest bag of the year. Like, was it 39 pounds on fork? But yeah. I dig it, dude. Justin, you're up.
Yeah, I copied Boomer. I went with Felix. I feel like he's good offshore, good with electronics, and then he's also good. His win came on Oahe, which was kind of another weird one where I guess you could call it a grinder, but it was just a little bit different. And I think that's kind of what this tournament's going to be. A weird time of year for him to be on Smith.
He's been at Lanier a bunch. I've been seeing his truck at the ramp and town, so he's getting out on the spotted bass for sure.
Dang. Scott Martin says his buddy marshaled for Kioya at Wheeler and said he only uses mapping and forward-facing sonar. Interesting. Intriguing. Thanks, Scott. Wonder if Bass Fanatics cool that's calling him Scott. Probably is because it's probably actually is Scott. Don't say anything else if you're Scott Martin.
Yeah. Isn't that the same thing? The same thing that Trey McKinney was talking about, not doing a whole lot with side scan, and mostly using forward.
Huh? That's surprising. You saw a lot of guys, like basically a bunch of guys in practice, basically pumping up their side imaging with their electronics brands from Wheeler.
Yeah, I don't know how people can live without side imaging because it tells you exactly what you're looking at and how far it is from the boat. As to where what I found sometimes with forward facing is if you go across an object slightly on the wrong side of it, you don't know what it is until you get the proper angle.
This is an interesting take here. There needs to be a podcast with Kioya somewhere. Someone's got to do it. Bassmatic said that Kioya eats some of the weirdest stuff out of Ziploc bags.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah. Well, what kind of weird? Do we have images, video? We need this kind of stuff. I thought these marshals were good at sneaking in these shots. Gosh. All right. Trying to remember who's up. Andy, are you up?
It might be me. Kyle Welcher.
Dig it. Makes sense. Well, Brennan, if you guys guess who in Group B?
If I had $100, Ben Milliken.
Yeah, well, there's your $100. He's taking old Ben Milliken. He's gonna ride with this guy. That's for sure.
I think he's picked him in every event this year.
Just about. Which it was doing great up until a couple events ago. Which, it's interesting to see Ben slide here, but I think we'll see him pump back up. It will be intriguing to see how he does with the smallmouth events.
Yeah, I think he struggled even in the opens when they went up north. Like once they got above like Virginia, I feel like he struggled. Not struggled. He still caught him and did well enough to make the elites. But I mean, Ben's a very accomplished angler at this point, right? But he still has so much to learn, as we all do. And you see it catch up. Like guys start off with a bang, and then you see it catch up, that learning curve. So look at Koya, like one of the hottest anglers in the Elite Series. All of a sudden, he drops 2 duds in a row, basically. So it happens to everyone.
Yeah, be cool to see how he adjusts. All right, Group B, Jake, what you got?
So I'm gonna go another Party Lake angler, but this one's gonna be more of a spotted bass Party Lake angler. I'm gonna go Matt Airy. He, pretty good on Norman. Schooling fish are gonna play. That's also not like it's. I think Norman is technically a herring lake, but it's not like a real herring lake, kind of like Smith. So I'm gonna go Matt Airy.
I like that pick a lot, especially grimy, hot.
Yeah.
Seems to shine there.
For sure.
I dig that. Okay. I went with some more chalk on this one, but I think it just makes sense. I mean, we've seen him shine. He's already got a blue trophy. I'm going with Will Davis Jr. because I think he's shown that he can get up and do the power fishing stuff shallow, but also can go out and scope with the rest of them. But I mean, here's my question for you, Jake. Take all of the Alabama guys and put them in the same group right now, and you can only pick one. Who are you going to rock with?
All the Alabama guys?
All of them.
Good question.
That's really tough. I would have to say it would be hard for me not to pick Logan. Logan is really good at scoping, but can also go shallow. But I think I'm going to pick Wesley Gore.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I'm going to pick Wesley Gore because, I mean, Wesley Gore, we grew up fishing the same like high school tournaments and stuff together, and he was like one of the baddest dudes shallow, like braid, flipping stick, flipping grass, swimming, and all that stuff, Coosa River stuff. But could also do the spotted bass deal up the rivers and like get offshore, find like, read current seams, all that kind of stuff, which, that's none of that's going to play at Smith, but he's really, really dialed on scope, like insanely dialed on scope. And whether it goes to be a backwater deal or offshore deal, I think he can do both better than most. So I'm going to go Wesley Gore on that one.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised you didn't say Jordan Lee. I thought that was going to be like your first pick here, but I like that Wesley Gore pick.
Yeah. Jordan, for this tournament or just in general?
Just in general.
Jordan Lee would be hard to pick, not to pick. So,
but for Smith, you're saying Wesley Gore out of all.
Yeah,
of them.
yeah. Which Jordan Lee is a bad dude at night out there.
Picks.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go. Yeah, we'll see.
All right, Deacon, who you got?
We're in B still, right?
Oh, sorry.
Even
sorry, hold on. We got Boomer's pick. Real fast. Boomer's pick was Polnick. Shocker.
Yeah, checks out. Man, I went Logan Parks. I went chalk, young guys, Alabama guys that are good at scope for both A and B.
And I should have had Jaco after Deacon because now we're seeing some trend here.
Okay, listen, I've had Wesley Gore pick in fantasy fishing.
Let me tell you why.
Look. All right, Wesley Gore's gonna smash.
Okay, there.
Adam has he been there picks all year.
Settle your senior and down over there.
Oh God.
Oh, it's all good. We just kid. Just like Mike M says, gonna get Scott Martin DQ'd for counter surveillance when we're just kidding that Bass Fanatic is Scott Martin. Okay, it's been a running joke. Brendan started it. He hasn't actually. Bass Fanatic actually hasn't.
He hasn't denied
or denied.
Gold Sky. Hey. He hasn't confirmed or denied it yet.
Just saying, we're not making accusations, but we're questioning. There's no doubt.
But we're calling it as we see it. All right.
Yeah, it's just thoughts. It's just internal thoughts out loud. That's all it is.
Oh man, the Stanley Cup's on, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I got it up here on the screen.
Banger of a game from
oh my gosh, I gotta get that on after this.
I got it on my screen here behind it, but it's very hard to try and pay attention. But we got Brad in here giving us updates on the score. Thank you, Brad. Much appreciated. Where do we leave off? Deacon. Okay, so Deacon was up. Then we got Justin. Justin, you're up.
I went Justin Atkins for this one. Another Alabama guy. I feel like he's good offshore, and he's less popular of a pick, and I am way down in the standings, so I need some help.
Justin, all of your picks have been very low percentages, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I gotta at least swing. I mean, if I could copy you and get some points and maybe jump up a spot or two, but I don't know.
See, I wish, you know what I wish we could do with fantasy fishing is it be like March Madness where you can have multiple brackets, because it could be really cool to like get it.
You can just
like
create multiple accounts.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe I'm just dumb. Never mind.
Just log in.
I'm stupid.
Well, no, we should do that. We should do that for the actual show, though. So my team 1, I went with this. Team 2,
this show would be 4.5 hours.
Well, it would just be cool. Like, I'm just thinking, selfishly, it'd be cool to like look at the point correlations where you could have multiple brackets where it's like at say 8 p.m. the night before the event starts. You take one bracket is all of the chalk, that's guys at the top, and then one of them's all the guys at the bottom, and see how they correlate at the end of the year. Or you take only rookies that year and see how they do. Like it could be interesting to see how that correlates throughout the year and just kind of see the trends. That's some advanced Bass Stats page stuff right there for you, Deakin.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. That'd be really cool.
It'd be awesome.
For the full year. Yeah.
But, all right, I don't know where we left off. Andy, are we on you now?
It took Logan Parks.
Another Logan. Great pick. It was good to see him get his top 10. Will we see him get a blue trophy? Jake saying yes. Dang. Okay. You won't get distracted by the party?
I don't think so. We did celebrate the other day. We went to we got hibachi the other day in Auburn because we won the fall tournament. Lil won, and he got his first top 10, so we went and got some hibachi and went hungry.
Oh, hell yeah.
But we're gonna have a real party if he gets blue trophy. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put up on the screen, but y'all should go check out Mike M's comment about this hockey game going on. It's incredible. While you do that, I'll get Brennan's pick for this one.
How do I see the comment?
Okay, I'll just say it. Screw it. It's a fantasy fishing show. Mike says, I want the Oilers to win because I'm rooting for that hot chick to flash us all one more time.
The Oilers chick. I don't know if you guys saw that on Twitter, but yeah.
She's back.
Yeah.
She's bad and she's back, baby.
Yeah, she literally turned the Stanley Cup around for the Oilers. I'm just saying, because she did it in game 3 and then they went on a tear. So, or game 4. I think it was game 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McDavid just looked up the scoreboard and was like, let's go, boys.
Said McJesus is in the house.
McJesus. Yeah. Well, did you see that if they win, that the Edmonton McDonald's is going to call it McDavid or something?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, McDavid.
David's or something? Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Brennan's pick for Group B was also Will Davis Jr. All right. Last round here. We got Jake.
We got Wesley Gore.
Oh, yeah. Duh. Probably should have assumed that going in this one. That's intriguing, dude. I mean, so you think Logan's going to get his first blue trophy, but you're going to pick Wesley Gore.
That's the thing. That was like, he just got off a really good tournament. So did Wesley, though. But Logan's sneaky good with the scope, and it's really a toss-up between those two. Trey McKinney also, like, it's hard to bet against him, too.
No joke.
I feel like there's a lot of guys that are very hard in this one where it's like you could just see so many different possibilities of this going down.
Yeah, for sure. So,
yeah.
I'm going to say Wesley, though, just because if it is like a shallow water, I think he's good enough shallow to keep that honest. But I definitely think that, like, if that bite is available at all, that he will capitalize on that as well. So,
well, wasn't it Wesley to qualify for the elites and at Harris Chain? He went frogging or swim jigging or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I could see it. I like that.
He's one of the best dudes with a braided rod in his hand, for sure.
Well, we had him on the show with Kyle Patrick a while back. He mentioned on Fork, once he got his 100 pounds, he said, screw this forward crap. And he went and just swim jigged for the rest of the day. And said,
yeah, I don't blame him because that's how we grew up fishing, so it's a lot of fun.
Heck yeah. For this one, I'm rocking with the guy second in AOY, just riding on a complete confidence train after winning the Classic. Such a good dude, and I think he's becoming one of the bigger characters in the sport of bass fishing right now. I'm going with Justin Hamner. I feel like scope, jerk bait, but also can get up, flip a jig, things like that. But I'm gonna say he's probably gonna rock out scoping for the majority of this tournament, but he ain't afraid to go shallow if need be. But I'm going with Justin Hamner on this one. I don't know if y'all have seen his recent YouTube channel, but he just dropped the Classic video and highly, highly encourage you guys to go check that out.
Yeah, that was sweet.
It's a banger. All right. Deakin, what you got? Or sorry, I keep doing this every single time. Boomer's pick
You're just trying to make it look like I'm copying Boomer. That's what it is.
Yeah, because you do.
Even when Boomer's not here, he's getting the upper hand, and that's some BS, man.
So get after him. Here, it's time to make fun of him.
What's he doing? He's probably trying to go fish in Oregon with the BAM.
He's got a derby. He said he's getting ready for a derby.
He's getting ready for a derby. It's off limits until Friday, so really it's an excuse, clearly. And it's like 4 hours from his house, so
I like it.
He's supposed to be here. Anyways, go ahead.
Either way, what's your
name? Me?
Yeah,
I went with Wesley Gore. It was hard between Hamner and Gore, but
okay, you're copying Jake this whole time. You got the same damn team.
Great minds.
This is a bunch of baloney.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do we have any originality in here? Come on, guys.
We got Justin. That's it.
Justin's like, "Where's the dartboard? I'm gonna throw a dart at the map. Come on."
Justin's like, he's in the comment section. We're taking Scott Martin.
No, I'm not doing that again.
Wait, Jake. I thought your pick was Hunter Shryock.
Yeah.
Where's that?
I did change it because I wanted someone.
Guys, you were ready to choose them in E, B, C, B, and A. All right, like
it would have been anticlimactic if I did that. So I had to change it.
I like it. You're giving people options. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah. He's been having a little bit too many of them Kenta Kimura Red Bulls. He's all over the place
for
here.
Sure. Just fire it up,
I love it. All right. Justin, you're up, dude.
Hey, I went with a safe pick this time. I copied Bailey. Hard not to pick Hamner. Dude's great with spots. Great. I feel like he's going to be great on this type of lake. And safe. I feel like he's a safe pick. And I needed one with all of my other darts.
All right. I dig it. Andy?
Well, I'm changing my pick. I told you what it was offline, Bailey. I'm going John Garrett. Just because I can't have the same as everyone else. So 1.7%. He's got 3 top 10s this year and a blue trophy. He finds community holes and knows how to burn them to the ground over 4 days and catch them, and he'll have a good finish. So John Garrett it is.
Yeah. You know what's crazy too? What's that?
What?
I said he likes pink worms, so
spots like pink worms in the south.
For sure.
Dude, Garrett is riding, I feel like, such a confidence train this year.
Yeah.
Which it's crazy.
Is he the only guy? Only guy that can give Kenta a run for the money as the king of the opens?
Well, I don't think he didn't win. I don't think he won like too many opens, but he was always in like the top 20, top 30.
He should have won an open, but he had 6 fish.
A few times. The guy's just dangerous.
It was hilarious. Was it? I don't think it was the Harris Chain event, but I think it was Wheeler. They said when Garrett was like counting his fish or whatever, or mentioning something about 5 fish, and they're like, "Please go check, please go count," because they were talking about the Red River when he got his penalty for 6 fish and missed winning for the Classic. But I thought that commentary was pretty good too. But yeah, dude, John Garrett, I feel like this year has been like the Brandon Polinick a couple of years ago, where it's like every single location you can't go wrong picking him. He's just solid.
Yeah, when Kyle Patrick won the Open last year, was that on the Ozarks in the summer, which is like a big part, one of those Missouri lakes, big party lake, and it was won in the summertime. And John Garrett, I think, finished 2nd or 3rd, basically the same way. Just fished a big community hole and caught him better than everyone else. So that's the reason why I'm going with him. Honestly, he just catches them. Guy's good everywhere he goes.
Yeah, and it's cool actually looking at this. You look at this year, Cody Huff and Hunter Shryock are the only guys that have 7 top 50s.
Yeah, talk about a year Cody Huff is having. That guy's on fire too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
7 top 50s, 6 top 35s. That guy's making bank. Well, he's covering his entry fees, but making bank.
That's what you mean. But 6 top 35s is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3. Only 3 guys.
Understands herring. So
yeah, it's impressive. To round this out, Brennan has Trey McKinney. for his Group A pick. What do you guys got for weight? I have 64.12.
I go 56.8.
Oh damn!
Man, I was closer offline. I'm changing my back, Bailey.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble.
Deacon, what you got?
I'm at 63.10.
You guys want to hear a high one? Boomer's got 75.5.
He's pulling a Bart. I love it.
I went higher than Boomer.
He's rich in dreams, man.
You went higher than Boomer?
These guys are going larger.
81.2. Wow. I just pick 80 pounds every week.
What do you have to say about that?
Honestly, I would love for it to take a lot of weight.
I haven't.
I just don't. I talked to Kenta today, and he was like, 12 pounds a day will win. But, that's
12.
That's he's sandbagging, they are.
It's probably like you probably have to have like 18 and 12 and 15.
Yeah. It's also a 15-inch minimum on spots, and they're long and skinny in the summertime. So
yeah, you can't trust these guys at all on social media. We talked about that the other day.
Yeah, it'd be
but what was the total last week? Because everybody said I was really high for that too, and I ended up being a couple pounds high.
82. 82. It was in the 80s to win for Cliff Prince because I think Hanselman was like 77, 78 or something like that.
I think I said 85 for the last one, so I don't know.
All right, I like the positivity. It's big fish positivity. That's all it is. I like it. Oh gosh, what we were saying? We were saying something last week about that. Either way, what do you guys think big fish is going to be?
Oh, it'll be a largemouth, probably 5.5. I'm going to say 5'10".
5'10". Okay, I'll go 6'1".
You go 6'4".
6. Oh, okay. Deacon.
Big bass. I'm gonna say 5, just below 6. Like we are talking, I don't know. Let's say a 5'12".
5'12". Okay, Justin.
7'3".
He's like laughing before
he's like, oh god,
I'm not changing it.
I feel like in Alabama it could happen. Like
they live there. It's just summertime. It's
not a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be John Cox.
We just saw it happen on Eufaula.
Yeah,
it's true. I like the positivity, Justin. Keep it up.
Somebody's gonna find that hole Drew was in when he won the kayak tournament there.
Was he catching bags?
Yeah, he caught him pretty good. But I don't maybe if it was flooded, John Cox could get there, but I don't know. I don't know about anybody else.
I'll never count out John Cox to get into someplace.
Yeah. How many tournaments has he won on Smith? John Cox. Like I think it's been like 2 or 3 tour events out there.
It was back with FLW, right?
Yeah, he won an MLS.
That was a pick.
I think he won also a old FLW there for sure. Because there's one tournament where he won. I think he won, but he got thrown out of the boat. And, during the final day or something, and his life jacket didn't go off, and that's why. Like if his life jacket would have gone off, he would have got run over or something. Like he didn't have his kill split or something happened. I don't know, but
whoa.
He told that story on Mercer, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he sank to the bottom of the lake or something and could see the boat going doing circles and stuff way up the creek. I mean, he may have not won that tournament, but he definitely did really good.
Damn, I did not know about that.
Yeah, he's won a couple of big tournaments on Smith. I know he has.
That's crazy.
I don't remember which ones.
Yeah, he was swim jigging, right?
Yeah, he swim jigged right by the ramp in that one, the last one he won.
Yeah, he said I remember the day 5 with Kyle Wood, and he was saying I woke up at 10 a.m. during practice and went out and just started fishing at the ramp. Found all these
exactly. The ramp is one of the best parts of the lake too. That section. I think. Where are they going out of? Do you know? Is it dam or up the river?
It's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to fact check that.
I don't know. That'll also play into a big part. Dam would be nice because you can go wherever. Ryan Creek is basically on the other end of the lake if you want to go anywhere else. So it's it's really not a big lake. It just spreads out so hard because it's all the full fingers and stuff. So
Right.
Be interesting to see.
Yeah.
To go right up there and go weigh in.
I was gonna say, how far are you?
From where I grew up, probably like 45 minutes to an hour. And then from now, I'm probably 2 hours. But I think I'm going to leave my boat at Smith Lake before we have our Pickwick tournament. And, like, we start practice the weekend of July 4th.
Oh,
So did you see what they did though for us?
No.
That we on Tennessee River they pull more water in the afternoon, and weekend boat traffic is bad during the weekends. So we are not having our off day like normal. So it's just gonna be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday tournament, and we're launching at 10:30 in the morning and weighing in at 7:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Damn. Okay.
So it's sick to be able to fish during peak like generation schedule. Like normally, like Tennessee River, like between 1 and 3, they're gonna start pulling water. So you get to fish like the best time of day. I mean, it sucks to get a morning bite, which there always is at some part of the Tennessee River, or just in the summertime in general. But
aren't y'all worried about the ramp filling up before you get there?
They might have off limits for the ramp. I'm not sure. I don't know what they're gonna do about that, but
that would be my only worry.
I guess, but
yeah.
Get there at 7. Get there at 6. Get the boats in, but you can't blast off till 10:30.
Yeah, I just look at the weather. It's gonna be like 100 degrees every day, so it'd be nice to actually sleep in for a tournament. So
there you go.
You could just pull up and you guys tailgate before you launch.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's gonna be literally 100 degrees when we're launching. So
yeah.
But I think I'm gonna leave my boat at Smith before that tournament. I'm actually going up to y'all's neck of the woods on Friday.
Oh, all right.
To, New York.
Come on.
There's this certain YouTuber that complains a lot that he's advocated for, I think, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. tournaments, and I kind of like the idea.
No, I like it too.
I love that idea.
But like, it's nice to they've been having these tournaments at Lanier where we launch at 12 and we fish till 5, and it's all virtual, which is pretty cool. Like, don't you have to?
That's nice.
You get the afternoon bite.
Yeah,
you can go flip for a couple of hours, and
yeah, for sure. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
Jake, have you figured out a winner yet for your comment?
I think I'm gonna go to Clint with the Hawk 2.
The hottest
right out of the gate.
Social media.
I love that. Andy, start off your drain the lake picks while I go find Clint's comment here.
Gotcha. All right, give me 1 second while I pull it up here. All right, drain the lake. I have Team Alabama and then some misfits. I got David Gaston, Wes Logan, Logan Parks, Joseph Webster, Kyle Welcher, Cliff Prince, Brock Mosley, and Paul Mueller.
I dig it. Here's Clint's comment. Hawk to a Smith on that lake. There you go. Clint, if you're still watching, you won the Blackfish Gear package, buddy. Reach out to us and we'll send that over to you. You can take full advantage out in Lanier wearing that stuff, especially this day and age, or this time of year, I should say.
Yeah, it's hot.
Heck yeah. Old Clint about in every damn comment section. Appreciate the hell out of that guy. I got for Drain the Lake, Justin Atkins, Scott Canterbury, Jordan Lee, Wes Logan, David Gaston, Brock Mosley, Pat Schlapper, and Mark Frazier. Justin, who you got?
I got Shane LaHue, Bryant Smith, Scott Canterbury, Jordan Lee, Will Davis Jr., Justin Hamner, Austin Felix, Greg DePalma.
Dig it.
There's 8 of them this time.
8 of them, yeah. I'm surprised we didn't figure that out last time. Go ahead, Dean.
I've got G-Man, Matt Herron, Mark Fraser, Cole Sands, Jacob Fouts, Brock Mosley, KJ Queen, and John Cruz.
Some similar picks here. Nice. All right, Jake, do you have yours up?
I've not done that. Hang on.
If you didn't do it
real fast, I have a pretty good picture of Clint on my phone.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Where's that at?
Oh, that was in Lake Erie in Buffalo.
Hey, Clint, Scott Martin says congrats that you're getting your Blackfish package. He's very pumped for you.
Oh, this is the better one. Hold on. This is the good one.
Yeah, get a little closer there. Let's see that bright and shining face. Yeah, there you go. Wait, hold on. Let me blow up your screen here.
Yeah, hold on. Here you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Attaboy.
So I picked 8 guys.
Yeah.
All right. My first 2 are going to be Matt Aries, Scott Canterbury. Then I'm going to go John Cox, Greg DePalma. Let's see. Jordan Lee, Shane LaHue also. And Trey McKinney. You know what? How many is that? Let's see.
I don't even know. I wasn't counting.
I got stuck in the Jeopardy music.
All right, I have
Jake.
one more.
Making me feel better about my picks now.
I'm going to go Logan Parks. Solid pick.
Stacked.
Yeah.
Stacked. Dig it.
That's it.
All right, boys. Anything else? Any other takeaways on Smith? Anything we missed, Jake?
I don't think so. It's just going to be a really interesting tournament because I feel like it's going to – a lot of the viewers probably deal with similar summertime conditions. And it'll kind of show the folks at home how to deal with adverse summertime party lake conditions. So it's going to be hot.
Will we see at least 1 to 2 on the water disputes between pros and pleasure boaters?
Yeah. I think there's going to be a very high frustration level because there will be plenty of fish caught. That's not going to be the issue, but catching a 15-inch spotted bass is going to be kind of tricky. And then just kind of the danger aspect, like I said earlier, like there's going to be people that are not going to be paying attention. And Smith is like, have you ever been there? It's like super, super narrow. Like it's
with all those fingers going off.
Fingers, so there's not much places like to get out of the way technically. So it's like you're fishing either like rock nubs or points, and then or like the deep timber that's just out there, the abyss, basically, literally the abyss. So you're going to be utilizing the whole lake to do that, and then that's also where people ski and tube and swim and day drink and not pay attention, and I mean, there's boat wrecks there all the time, and like that. Even that who was that guy? Legit Brit. That guy where he wrecked his boat out there.
That was the morning takeoff, wasn't it?
Yeah, like just taking a little too.
That was famous.
Quick. Like I fished the TikTok tournament out there this past fall.
TikTok tournament?
Excuse me? The TikTok tournament, it was like if you're like big TikToker, you got like a thing to come down there, and it was a $200 entry fee for $25,000 on Smith. And yeah, I should come fish.
TikTok put that on?
No, they just call it TikTok tournament. I don't know. It's, Alabama Bass Council puts it on. Slick Johnson.
Yeah. Can you do the accent though?
Alabama Bass Council.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what you really did have on here. Alabama Bass Council.
He's got some good stuff going.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like the self-appointed Senate of bass fishing.
Yeah, he said no wake boats on Smith Lakes. That's his new rule, but we'll see what happens.
I'm for banning wake boats in general.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Who is it? Somebody was telling me about this the other day. I don't know if it was on the show or if it was just talking with somebody else, but there was one guy where they called him the wake boat bandit or something like that. I think
the holes at Smith Lake on the yeah.
Who was it that was talking about that? But yeah, I mean, he's a hero. He's an American hero.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I heard that thing too. It was on a podcast, I think.
Should we start a GoFundMe to cover his bail?
Free wake boat bandit.
That's tough.
He's our hero. Let's put a shirt on him. Shirt on him.
I wonder if there's a way to look at all the night results out there. I'm sure they're taking pretty big bag at night, anyways.
Yeah.
It's got giant ones like springtime. You throw like a mag draft or Huddleston. They're on the side of docks and like just see what really lives there. It's insane.
I think if the Deacon, we talked about this a while ago, if the fans had the vote of who was on live for day one, I think if we're looking at this with how much boat traffic Jake says is going to be out there, my 5 people, I'm going to go with a.
Boy, here we go.
Oh, it's going to be Jordan Lee.
Okay, go for it, Andy.
No, sorry.
Oh, you already started. You got to go now.
Oh man, can I give 2 right off the top, and then you
sure, go.
That you're out of that? I got Jordan Lee, and hopefully he doesn't pee on live again. And 2 Matt Robertson.
Matt Robertson.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Matt Robertson. I was gonna go with Corey Johnston. I was gonna go with Paul Mueller because he does not hold back at all.
Really?
Mueller goes Zaldane apparently.
So, yeah,
Zaldane's phenomenal spotted bass fish.
No, what? Was it St. John's River? Maybe I think that Mueller made the top 10.
No, he won a St. John's River.
Well, no, it was this year. I don't know if it was last day or not, but he was on camera and he caught a big one.
Yeah,
he was like wrapped around pads, and some guys like yelling at him or saying something, and he goes, "Yeah, go have another one, buddy." And he's like chirping at him hard. And I'm like, I don't think he realizes he's on live right now.
I want to see Matt Herron get into it with somebody.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, he's one of the famous clips.
Him and Randall Tharp battle on
red face.
Yeah. Like straight up, like old man. Just
I'm gonna get you.
Not care at all. Like
I know where you live.
Damn.
I'll see. Yeah, Herron would be a really good one. Fouts said he's got an angry side to him, you know. If
you're throwing 10 XDs at boats and catching boat covers, like
I mean, I can see him. You know, you can see Corey probably blow his gasket, but I think the number one angler that's going to have the highest percentage to freak out on somebody in this event would be Mike Iaconelli.
Yes,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Maybe
he would probably admit it himself too. He
Has
probably
he chilled out
10 years ago because I feel like he's chilled out. So I think I would put G-Man up above Iaconelli at this point.
I don't know, dude.
Really?
I feel like he's still got that fire, man.
Dude, I feel like someone who would go ahead. Someone that would intimidate the crap out of me would be like a Greg Hackman.
Oh, you know who would get mad? Just walks around pissed off is Drew Cook. I bet he would not. He would not put up with nothing. Yeah.
Hey, when Drew gets a few bush lights in him, he ain't afraid to let you know what he's thinking. Scott Martin with the
nice,
joke.
Scott.
Oh, that's good.
He still has not. We've called him Scott like 30 times tonight. He still has not said no. So we're just gonna. He's Scott Martin. There we go. We're the number one bass fishing podcast that Scott Martin watches. That's our new tagline.
Yeah,
I love it.
Did you see Clint's comment?
You need to send that to Founts though, and tell him that needs to be on his boat ramp next year. The Bimini Bandit. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, these are awesome. Welcome to Fantasy Fishing, Jake.
Oh, I'm a big fan.
Yeah. You know, like if Tommy Biffle was still on the Elite Series, I think he'd be another one you could put up there that would basically be threatening the cut boats as they were coming by. Like that.
He's we haven't run into each other yet, but maybe we will.
Old Biffle.
I'm gonna cut you.
Met him at Pro night before the tournament. Getting some crickets.
All right. Is there anything else we missed, boys? Or are we wrapping this sucker up? I think that's it.
That's it.
Fun show.
Yeah. Jake, thank you for being our guest host for today. Appreciate you joining the Fantasy Fishing Squad.
Yeah. Thank y'all for having me. Had a lot of fun.
Yes,
do it again.
Heck yeah, man. Boys, anything else? Anything else around Smith Lake? Deakin, does the stash have anything to say?
Man, I don't know. Other than boys are going to catch them, even though it's going to be tough. There's going to be a lot of distractions out there. And those guys are going to be out there in the heat. Going to have a lot of eye candy looking around, but they're going to catch some fish. It'll be a good derby.
That is true.
Yeah, I got that stash. That's that eye candy. Oh, you got quite the contradiction going on. You got the mean stash starting, and then you got the short shorts out there.
Oh, that's not a contradiction. That's called living life. I mean, ask Patrick Walters. Ask, yeah. I mean, that's just honestly.
But
that's the
you
guy
rock
to follow.
Cowboy boots with the short shorts.
I've done it. Certainly have. I've worn jorts,
pictures of this.
jorts and cowboy boots. I do. Hold up, somewhere in here.
I need a new contact photo for your your contact.
I'll send it to you. I don't know if I'm able to find it right now.
Careful, it'll wind up on Serious Angler Social on your birthday.
That's a good point. You got to be real careful here.
Happy birthday to this stud right here.
What's a jort?
A jort?
Jean shorts.
Jean shorts.
Come on, man.
Justin.
Do you not have a childhood? Unbelievable.
I didn't.
It's Virginia, man. They're very uncultured.
Which that's like where you would expect the jorts to really be a factor.
That's right. Justin, didn't you go to Woodstock?
Ouch. Ouch. You guys are just. I'm in last place. Pick on the guy who's winning.
I would do enough.
You're the one that brought a bag over your head to one of these. You're kind of asking for it now.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. It's all in good fun.
I did.
Oh, God. Well, fellas, appreciate it as always. Always a fun night. Folks, appreciate you guys tuning in. Clint, congrats again on the Blackfish gear swag pack. Shoot us a text or message with the address we should send that to. And folks, y'all are amazing. We're about to wrap this sucker up, and we will see you guys tomorrow night for Serious Angler Tuesday Night Live. Peace.